we're going to start standing with the feet hip distance apart. And we're just going to start with our shoulder rolls. Okay, just rolling through the shoulders. Taking nice deep inhales. As you exhale, letting those shoulders be nice and heavy. Just do a few more the other direction now. Just loosening up. Good. And then let those shoulders drape down the back. We'll take an inhale here. And then exhale. You're going to head nod. You're going to look down at those toes and we're going to roll down the spine. Bend those knees. Let the back of the neck be long. Think about opening up through those back ribs. We'll take an inhale here and exhale to slowly roll on up. Sliding those shoulders down, crown of the head is tall. We'll do that one more time, rolling down the spine. Just going down as far as it feels good for you. Great, guys. And then press down into those feet as you sequence back up. Stretch the arms out to the side and above the head towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers there. We're going to side bend up and over to one side. Come back to center and over to the other side. Rooting down into the feet here, feeling the big toe joints, little toe joints, inner and outer heel. As we're moving those ribs against the pelvis, we'll do one more. Come back to center, slide those hands behind the head, bend the knees, and we'll twist the spine. So just rotating to one direction. Good, and then center, and then to the other side. Gently pressing your head back into your hands, elbows reaching wide to the sides of the room. Really leading with the rib cage here, ribs against the pelvis. Good, coming back to center, stretch the arms up towards the ceiling and then towards the wall in front of you, shoulder height. We're gonna lift up onto the balls of the feet, coming into your calf raise, and then lowering down. I know those of you who did the bar class yesterday are really feeling those calves here. Rooting down into those big toe joints, lifting those heels up. And let's add in some arms here if you choose. So as your heels lift, you can lift those arms up towards the ceiling. And as those heels lower, you can lower them back down to shoulder height. Keep those ribs closed as the arms lift. Good. One more time, let's lift those heels, lift the arms and pause there at the top. Make sure those ribs are closed. Hold there for 2 and for 1. Lower the heels, lower the arms. We're gonna head nod, start to round down through the spine. Coming down onto all fours. So stepping your knees back underneath of your hips, hands underneath of the shoulders. And as you exhale, you're gonna lift up your right hand and your left knee to a hover. That's it, and then lower it down, and then to the other side. Don't worry about straightening the arm forward here. Keep the hand and the knee underneath of the shoulder and hip. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, tuck those toes under so you're on the balls of the feet. That's it, yep, and then hover the knees up, and then continue. So lifting hands and opposite knee and foot. Good, keep that head in line with your spine, Abby. Reach your breastbone forward more, Donna. You got it. Good. One more time, each side, just warming up through that core. Great. Lower the hands down, the knees down. If you lifted them, we're gonna come into some cat-cow here. So we're gonna inhale into your extension, reaching that breastbone up, tailbone up. Exhale, pushing the floor away from you as you round through the spine. Inhale into that extension, reaching the chest up, the tail up. And exhale, really focus on that scoop of the abdominals, hollowing in those low abs. That's it. Just getting that movement through your spine. Good. As you round that spine, think about creating space in between those shoulder blades. Good. Let's do one more. Great. Then ending in your neutral here, crown of the head and tailbone reaching away from one another. Sink those hips back towards the heels and reach those arms forward. So you're just coming into a child's pose here. Arms are forward, Shoulders are back. Good. Take your knees the width of the shoulders. Good. Really reaching the arms forward. Take that breath into the back ribs. Good. Breathing into the back ribs, feeling the inhale, expand the ribs. Exhale, scooping up on those low abdominals. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Lift your hips up a little bit so you can tuck your toes under and lift yourself up into a downward facing dog. Good. Start to pedal through the feet here, bending one knee, reaching the opposite heel, down and back. Just walking through the feet as you continue to lift those hips up towards the ceiling. Do that one more each side. Good. And then coming down, so both heels are rooting down towards the floor as those hips are reaching out of the shoulders. Good. And then you're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet, lifting those heels, and then shift yourself forward into all fours. So your knees just hover off of the floor. You're in all fours. And then exhale, you're going to pick those hips up into your downward dog. Yeah, good. And then back up into your downward dog there, and then forward to all fours. Yeah. Erin, you just might have to make your hands a little bit further forward. Yeah. Good. And down again. Nice. Now, once you're getting warmed up here, if you want to keep the plank position, you can. So you can come right from downward dog and shift yourself forward into a high plank. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Good. Rooting down into those heels. Victoria, think about lifting those heels, the hips up towards the ceiling. Yes. Good. And on the next one, guys, let's all bring it down to an all fours position. So you're just hovering the knees up off of the floor. You're going to hover the knees up, and then you're going to tap those knees down towards the floor. Lifting the knees and lowering the knees. Christine, just lift your head up in line with your spine. You got it. Pull the chin down a little bit towards your chest as well. Perfect. Good. If you want a little bit of a challenge here, on the next one, you're going to lift your knees up and you're going to hold them lifted. You can keep them lifted or option. Tap your right hand to your left shoulder. Good. And lower it down. And then your left hand to your right shoulder. That's it. You're going to imagine you're in between two panes of glass here. Good. And or you can continue with the little knee taps or just hold the knees lifted. Whatever you're doing here, you're going to do it for 2 more breaths. 2 and for 1. Good. Lower the knees. Option to come into a plank position or just walk the knees a little bit further behind you so you're ready for a push-up. So you're going to bend the elbows. The elbows are going wide and you're going to straighten the arms. Let's not forget about our core here. We're going to keep that core nice and tight. That's it. Donna, bring your knees further behind you if you can. So those hips, think about the hip bones going straight down towards the floor. Almost forward a little bit, Donna, with your hips. Yes, good. That's it. Good. As you're bending the elbows, think about squeezing those hands in towards one another. That's great. Yes, good. Keep going there. Take breaks when you need. Squeeze those hands. Look at that, Melanie. Rock star. Keep going. Good. All right, guys, let's do it 3 more times. Nice, Victoria. Good, good, good. 2. Awesome, Ashley. And for 1. Good. Lift it up. Just shake those wrists out. Give it a little break. We've got another plank for us here. So walk yourself back into your plank. When you're ready, you can also come down onto your forearms. Come down on those forearms if you'd like. And you're going to either hold your plank or you're going to lift one leg up at a time. That's it. Good. Nice, Erin. Just lower those hips down a little bit if you can. That's it, Ashley. Shift your weight forward a little bit more. Good, Christine. Good, Christine. Just draw yourself forward a little bit more. More weight to, yes, good. And now lift. Can you keep the legs straight? Can you keep it? Yes, there you go. Good, here we go. 4, lift those hips, Abby. 3, that's it, Donna, good. 2, good, Erin. Nice, Melanie, good. And lower it down back onto all fours. Option to grab a weight here in your right hand. You're gonna take your right arm forward and your left leg back, and you're gonna lift the limbs. So we're gonna stick with that right arm forward and the left leg back. Just lift and lower that side. Option weight in that right hand. Good. It's gonna keep the limbs straight here as you lift and lower. Weight is underneath of that left hip, guys, so don't shift your weight to the right. That's better. Good. Imagine you have your cup of coffee on that low back. Okay, so we don't want to lose that cup of coffee. Good. Let's do that 2 more times, and you're going to hold the second one. So we'll lift for 2. Last one, you're going to lift, and we're just going to hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then coming down, and we're going to switch to the other side. So we're going to stretch that left arm forward, right leg back. Good. And then you're just going to lift and lower here. That's it. So the limbs stay straight. Elbow and knees stay straight. We're keeping weight underneath of that left hip. So don't allow the weight to shift. As you lift, pull that belly button in towards the back of the spine. So we're working with a nice strong core. Shauna, just look down. Look down. Yes. Good. All right, guys, let's do one more there. And then you're going to hold it. Hold it there. Ashley, see if you can wrap your glute a little bit more. Can you squeeze it a little? Yeah, there you go. Good. Hold it here for 2 and for 1. Good. Lowering it down. And we're going to come onto your right side. Lying down onto your right side, you can use that right arm as a pillow. You can use your weight here if you choose to, so just bring it along with you. Perfect. Oh, there's Dorothy. Hi, Dorothy. From there, you're going to lift your top leg up. It goes just to hip height. That's it. And then you're going to point the foot, and you're going to lower it down. Now, that's the action here. Dorothy, don't worry about going too high with the leg. Just hip height is perfect. Wrap those shoulders down. Good. Now, option if you'd like, with or without your weight, you can lift your top arm up towards the ceiling. Good. So you're going to flex to lift and point to lower. Now, notice your bottom side. Is that hovering off of the floor there? Or are you keeping it heavy? Good. You want to think about hollowing. That's it. Perfect, Lena. Good. That's it. Belly button's pulling in towards the back of the spine. We'll do that for 3. Reaching that leg long. 2. Wonderful. Last one. You're going to lower the legs down. Bend your knees, getting ready for your clam. Heels are squeezing together as you lift that top knee up. Option to make this a little bit more challenging, you can lift your feet and your shins up away from the floor. Erin, bring your legs further back towards the wall behind you. Your legs. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Wrap the glute before you lift. And think about that top hip rolling forward as the knee is lifting. That's it. Yeah. Good. Core is tight. Good. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going to lift the knee. Pause with the knee lifted. Lower it down ever so slightly. And we're just going to pulse it back. So we're just working that end range now. Good. We're going to do that for 5. Squeeze that glute. 4, 3, 2, and for 1. Lower the knees down. Lower the feet down. Walk up onto that bottom elbow. We're getting ready for our side bridge here. So our elbow is underneath of our shoulder. You're going to lift the hips up. Arm can lift with or without the weight. And then lowering it down. Yep, good. Now, option here, you can straighten your top leg if you'd like. or you can straighten both legs. Okay, so you're more in a side plank position. Good. Lift and lower here, keeping those ribs closed. And as you're lifting, imagine that elbow, that bottom elbow is in butter and it's kind of like slipping away from you. You have to keep hugging it, working it towards you, really engaging through the underarm there. On the last one, you're going to hold it here. So you're going to lift those hips. Let's hold it here for 3. Keep lifting bottom hip into top hip. 2, and for 1, lowering it down and swinging it onto the other side. So stacking the shoulders, ribs, and hips. Both legs are straight. You're going to lift that top leg up with a flexed foot and then point the foot to lower it down. Option to lift that top arm up towards the ceiling. That's it. And then lowering it down. Wrapping the glute to lift, point to lower. Checking out the ribs here. Closing the ribs, lifting your low abs up and in. Shoulders are down the back. And really think about squeezing that glute before you lift. Christine, place your hand on your top hip there. Place your hand there. Now, as the leg is lifting, think about lengthening that hip rather than letting it come closer to your shoulder as it lifts. So maybe don't go as high with your leg. Yeah, yes. There you go. Good. One more. Great. And then we're going to bend the knees and we're going to come into our clamp. You got it. Heels, think about them being in line with your bum. Oh, there she is. Hi, Melanie. And then you're going to lift your top knee up and lower it down. Now, option to lift those feet up if you choose. Okay, that's going to make it a little bit more challenging for you. Good. Really squeeze that glute, Abby, before you lift the knee. Squeeze it. And yes, you feel the difference there? Yeah. Good. Beautiful. Lena, can you take your top hip forward a little bit more? Your top one? Yeah. Now lift from there. There you go. Good. Okay, guys, on our last one, we're going to lift that top knee up. Hold it. Release it ever so slightly, and then just working that end range pulse. Squeezing it back. Yeah. Melanie, keep rolling your top hip forward. Yeah. Good. Awesome, guys. Let's do that for 3, 2, and last one. Awesome. And lowering it down. We're going to get ready for our side bridge position. So coming up onto that bottom forearm there. Good. And we're going to lift the hips. Option to lift the arm. That's it, Cynthia. Awesome. And then lower it down. Now we can take that top leg. We can straighten it. Or you can straighten both legs. Dorothy, pull your head back on top of your spine a little bit more. Pull your head back. Yeah. And then lift. You can look down at that bottom elbow if that's bothering your neck. Yeah, but just keep your head in line with your spine as you do that. That's it. Good. Nice, Ashley. Really hug that bottom shoulder there, okay? Yeah, you feel that length there? Yeah. Good. All right, last one. You're going to lift. Let's hold it at the position of your choice. Erin, can we close those ribs a little bit more? Yeah. Good. And then coming on down. From there, we're going to come onto your stomachs, okay? Coming onto your stomachs with a goalpost position. Erin, if this bothers your stomach, just come up to a high kneeling, okay? Just like we do on the reformer. Legs are hip distance apart. Arms are in your goalpost position here. Wrapping those glutes. Let's lift the head and the chest up first here, okay? Yes, and now lift your arms up. We're coming into a breast stroke position here. So you're going to take your arms straight forward, out to your T, and then bend the elbows. That's it. So the chest is going to stay lifted here. Okay, you're just moving the arms. Yeah, we're swimming in mud here, guys. So create some tension. Yeah, Abby, straight. Yeah. There you go. You got it. Victoria, I gotta say, this work you're doing every day is really paying off. That is incredible form. Incredible. Incredible. Amazing. All right, you're going to take those arms forward, keep them there, and lower the upper body down. Now we're going to lift the arms and the legs up at the same time, and then lower them back down. And the chest does come with you, okay? That's it. Melanie, if this bothers your shoulders, you can bend the elbows into a more of a goalpost position if that's better, okay? Yeah. Good. Wrap those shoulders. Christine, can you wrap those glutes a little bit more before you lift? Wrap them, lift them. There you go. Good. That's it. Nice, Donna. Can you focus on more upper body, Donna, less lower body? Yes. Good. All right. Last one, option to hold it. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Keep the upper body lower. Keep it down for a second. Now you're just going to lift your right leg up and then lower it down and then the left leg. So you're alternating. Make sure your legs are hip distance apart. Now option, press down into your palms and lift your chest up into extension. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Good. If that bothers your neck, just keep your head down. Erin, can you wrap those shoulders a little bit more? Hug them around the, and reach that breastbone forward. That's it. Ashley, can you lift your chest up more? I think you can get a little bit more extension if that's okay. Yeah. Now maintain that. Now do the leg lift. You're not going to get as much height with the leg when you're up that high, Ashley, but that's okay. Hollow in those abdominals. Yeah. Nice. Good, guys. We're going to do that for 4, 3. If you're getting into your low back, it just means you're not using your abdominals enough. Okay, guys? Just hollow them up a little bit more. Last one. Good. And then lower that down. Now let's lift the chest up, just the chest. Wrap those shoulders. Option to grab your weights here. Lift your arms up to a hover. Lift your legs up to a hover. And then you're going to lift your right arm and left leg a little higher. And then lower. And then the opposite side. Yeah. If this bothers your neck or shoulders, just limit that range in the upper body. Good. That's it. Keep that core nice and tight. So we're engaging the core before we move. If you ever are looking for focuses that you want for the exercise, they're the top right corner of your screen, okay? Also modifications, bottom right. If you ever need to change it, okay? Let's do that for 2 and for 1. Bend those elbows. You're going to bring it back into your child's pose, sinking those hips back towards the heels. Stretch out all that extension. And then walk your hands over to the right. Walk them over to the right. Maybe stack that left hip. That left hand, sorry, over your right hand. I know I've been doing a lot more sitting than usual, so that extension is so important for us all right now. Keeping our spine in check. Take a nice deep breath here. Yeah. Walking to the center of your mat. And then we'll walk over to the left so you can stack that right hand over the left. That's or whatever way you went first. Don't worry about it. Just go the other way. Breathing into those ribs. See if you can keep those hips nice and heavy towards the heel. Great. And then walk your hands back to center. We'll take a few breaths in center there. Really reach the arms forward. Yeah, press down into those palms. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, we're going to slowly roll up through the spine. Good. And we're going to have a seat. Just bring your pelvis towards the front of your mat. We're going to take a roll down because we're going to come into a lying down onto your back next. So just bring yourself far enough forward that we can roll down without, so we hit your mat. So have a seat, stretch your arms out forward, and then just take your time rolling down through your spine there, all the way down. If you didn't quite hit your mat, Just adjust as you need to. That was beautiful form, Christine. That was amazing. Good. And then we're going to take the arms down by your side, bend the knees so that they're underneath of your knees. Feet are hip distance apart here. Collarbone is nice and wide. Inhale and exhale. Pubic bone towards the navel. Peel yourself up into your bridge. Up into that sequence bridge. Yep. And then sequencing on down. Good. Releasing into neutral. Abby, take your feet a little bit narrower there if you can. A little closer together. That's it. Just doing this a few times here. Really think about pressing those arms down into the floor. Shoulder blades are heavy as you sequence up. That's it. Good. And then on the next one, we're going to roll it up and we're just going to keep it up in that hip lift position. And then lift the heels up and lower the heels down. Lift the heels up and lower them down. Sink your chest a little bit, Donna. Sink it down a little bit towards the floor. Yeah. Good. Last one, lift those heels. Good. Lift the arms up towards 90. Good. And then sequencing down through your spine. Placing the pelvis down, placing your heels down. Bend your elbows, hands come behind the head. Interlace the fingers. We're going to inhale and exhale to come up into your ab curl. You might have to walk your feet a little bit more forward here. And then inhale to lower that ab curl down. That's it. We're bending at the bra line here. We're bending at the tips of the shoulder blades as you ab curl. That's it. Yeah. And lowering down. We want to focus on that pelvis staying stable. Good. As you're bending, you're moving through that upper body. We're going to do that one more time and we're going to pause at the top. Pause at the top and hold. Now from here, I really want you to hollow in the low belly muscles and you're just going to hover your feet up, just barely leave your mat and then place them back down. Good. And again, you're just going to hover the feet, place them back down. Let's do that one more time. Just a little hover, scooping in those abdominals, place them back down and lower the upper body. Good. This time we're going to ab curl and lift your right leg up into tabletop. Good. And then come down with your upper body, placing that right foot down, and then ab curl and lift your left leg into tabletop. So you're just going to alternate the legs there. Good. And the focus is going to be on keeping that pelvis stable. So we're not shifting the weight from side to side. Good. Closing those ribs. We want to think it's the closing of the ribs that is lifting us up. Okay, last one, you're gonna ab curl and pause. Whatever leg is lifted in your tabletop, keep it there. Lift the opposite leg to meet it, so both legs are lifted. Let's hold it here. We're gonna hold it here for 3. Really scoop in that low belly. See if you can get a little bit higher. One more vertebrae off of your mat. Good, and then come down with your upper body. Lower the feet down so the heels are underneath of your knees. You're ready for a bridge again. Arms are down by your side. You're gonna push down into your feet. And you're going to lift your hips up. Arms are down by your side. Lift your right leg up into tabletop and extend that right leg towards the ceiling, flexing the foot. You're going to lower that right leg down so you're knee to knee, and then point the foot and lift it up towards the sky. That's the action. You're going to lower and you're going to lift. Good. Keeping those hips level as you move. Good. Option to lift those arms up to 90. All right, last one on this side. And then you're going to bend the knee, lower that right foot down, really stand into it, and then lifting your left leg up. Good. Extend the leg, flex the foot, lower down. Good. Point the foot and lift it up. Yes. You're just lowering the knee down, so you're knee to knee, and then lifting it up. See if you can straighten the leg. Good. Last one. Bend the knee, lower the foot down, lower the hips down. Good. Take those hands behind the head. Come up into your ab curl. Bring your legs into tabletop. Straighten the legs forward towards the wall in front of you. Keep them straight. Now lift them up towards 90 and then lower them down to where they just came from and lift. You can also do this with bent knees. You can also do this with your head on the floor, okay? Dorothy, can you bring your legs right together? Can you bring them right together so they're touching? And then flex your feet as you lower and point them as you lift. Now the goal here is to keep those ribs closed as you're moving. Let's do 2 more here. On the last one, you're going to lower the legs. You're going to bend the knees. Good. Now oblique twist towards the right and extend your left leg long. Come back to center and twist to the other side. That's it. So we're coming into our bicycle here. Good. Squeeze those thighs together every time you bend. Both shoulder blades. Think about both shoulder blades lifting off the floor. Finding that rotation through the ribs. Good. Whatever side you're on, you're going to stay on that side, guys, okay? Let's do 5 little pulses up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center. Over to your other side. 5, hips steady. 4, lift it up higher, higher. Good. 2, and for 1. Good. Come into center. Come down with your upper body. Hug those knees into the chest. Rocking yourself from side to side. Placing your feet down the width of your mat. Stretch your arms up towards the ceiling and then out to a T. Rotate the palms to face down and plant your palms down onto the floor. Let the knees drop towards the right as your head looks over to the left. Bringing the knees to center and over to the other side. Think about your pelvis leading the way here. The knees follow. Coming into a full spinal rotation. As the head gazes away from the knees. Good. Let's do 1 more each direction. And on your last one, just keep your knees where they are, and we're just going to hold the position. If you want a bit of a deeper stretch, you can stack the legs, one on top of the other, and we're just going to hold that. Erin, just lower your arms down a little bit more. That's better. Good. Good. And we're just going to hold this position. Nice deep breaths for 3, 2. Good. And for 1, float the knees to center. Let the knees drop to the other side. Gazing over your opposite shoulder. Let the legs be heavy to the floor. Good. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can stack the legs. We'll hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Floating the knees back to center. Hug your right knee in towards your chest, either grabbing the top of the knee or the hamstring. Option to extend your left leg long as you circle the thigh around the hip socket. Try to keep the pelvis as stable as possible as you're moving the thigh, massaging the back of the pelvis. Switch direction on your next one. See how loose you can keep your leg. Try not to tense up around the hip or knee or foot. Collarbone is staying wide. I'll count you down for 3. Hips staying heavy. 2. And lower the right foot down. We'll bend the left knee in. Coming into our hipsters on the left side. Circling the thigh around. Keeping that pelvis still, and just notice if there is any tight spots and you want to kind of stay in that area, you can. 1 more in this direction. Switching direction of the circle. Noticing your right hip. Is it lifting? Can you keep it down? Maybe press down into that right foot a little bit more there, Donna. Yeah. Nice. 3, 2, and for 1. Good. We'll place both feet down, knees are bent. We're going to come into our figure 4 stretch here, lifting your right leg, crossing your right ankle, pressing that right thigh away. Option to lift that left thigh up as well as you interlace your fingers behind it. Use that right elbow to push that right knee away, that right thigh away, as you hug that left thigh towards you. Stretching that tailbone long on your mat. Anchor your left hip back down onto the ground. Good. Holding here for 3, 2. Last deep breath. And then carefully be mindful of those knees as you release your feet down. And we'll switch to the other side. Lift your left leg, ankle over the thigh. Gently press that left thigh away. Option to lift that right leg up. Encourage that left thigh away from you. You're going to notice that the weight kind of shifted towards the left here. Just keep sinking that right hip heavy. And to get the most out of this stretch, you want to keep stretching that tailbone away from you. That's it. Pulling the thigh towards you, that right thigh towards you, and the left thigh away from you. Deep breathing here, breathing into those ribs. Holding here for 3, 2, and for 1. Being mindful of those knees as you release. Straighten those legs long onto your mat. Stretch the arms up and above the head. Just give yourself a nice long stretch here. Bend the knees. Roll to one side. And slowly push ourselves on up. And you are done for the day. Good job, guys. Thank you so much for joining me.